So it looks like Yankees have their next star shortstop slowly in the making. Let's talk about it. Hey gang, hope you're all doing well. Hopefully you enjoyed that Yankees win last night. Became stressful second part of the game, but they won. That's what matters the most. They're 7-2 right now, and that's a good thing. And again, this is a reason why I give you every piece of news because there are days where Clay Holmes not going to have it, where Ian Hamilton will, and there are days where Ian Hamilton will not have it, like last night when Clay Holmes will come in and bail him out, which he did last night. I know there are folks who aren't fans of Clay Holmes who think there should be other closers. They're entitled to their opinion. But again, this is a good reason why Brian Cashman and the Yankees have accumulated so much bullpen depth. So they could work together, so they could back each other up, so they could support each other. Not everybody's going to have it each day. And just like the starters are not going to have it every day, like the bats are not going to have it every day. This is the benefit of having depth. So, and kudos to them for doing that. And they didn't do that last year, they didn't do that the year before. They have now. There's a lot of bullpen. There's a better bullpen. We still have other reinforcements coming in, like Tommy Kahnle, and Scott Efros when these guys come back too. Unfortunately, making guys like Ron Marinaccio expendable. Unfortunately, we lost Johnny Loisaga for the season yesterday, and it was officially reported he's going to have UCL surgery. So, but they're not calling it Tommy John for whatever reason. Is what it is, but he's down for the season. He might have thrown his last pitch as a Yankee. But this is why it's necessary to have this much bullpen depth and this much prospect depth close to the majors. I do expect them to add another arm in the next couple days. We'll see what happens there. So if you're a Yankee fan, you're not subbed to this channel, but you want to be kept in the loop on everything, be sure to sub to the channel. Okay, and if you do, hit all the notifications. That way you'll know exactly when stuff happens. When I go live, you'll know when that happens too. And I thank you so much for that. I really do. Your support means the world. And shout out to all the guys that were on the live stream last night, too, from Joel the Consigliere, the Texas Buckeye, the NFE, the Tats and Pinstripe Chronicles did a great job yesterday. It was 12-hour marathon stream raising money for Parkinson's disease. So I hope you're all there. And great work, man. And all of you, Lynn, Rob, Chris, you did a fantastic job. Thank you, Maz at Fortune Express. Appreciate it. And thank you so much for having me on, too. So, but Anthony Volpe, again, turn every year, and this is one of the reasons why I say it would probably be a wise idea to consider extending him, because if he keeps playing the way he is and keeps improving, he's going to cost as much as Bobby Witt Jr. cost the Royals. You could lock him up and extend him now through the foreseeable future, probably through his age 30 season, maybe even beyond that with a couple option years. Probably for 60 to 100 million less than you would probably have to pay if he keeps playing the way he's playing. So, and that to me, excuse me, it's windy out. The wind just blew the door open. Excuse me. This is a valuable thing, okay? This is why I'm a proponent of getting these guys locked up early when they show to be valuable pieces of this franchise. He's not going anywhere, Anthony Volpe, okay? And if Jason Dominguez proves to be the same, I would consider extending him too. Just like I would consider extending Austin Wells if he proves to be, not necessarily a superstar, but the right piece here for the Yankees. And it seems like he is. And I'm a proponent of him starting him more often than not. So, but you let me know what your thoughts are either way. Okay, I know some people are saying we should wait. Wait for what? Wait for what? He's already shown to be, taking the next step in his development. And these are important things, okay? And this is why, we have this young nucleus. And the fact is, it's going to cost a lot of money to keep Juan Soto here. A lot of money. And if you can get guys extended here like Anthony Volpe on the young to favorable contracts, it might be wise considering doing that. Okay, so I hope they will. I really hope they will. I hope they don't wait too long. They've done it before. People have cost way too much money. And again, he's in his second year of pre-arb right now. He still has 4 years until he's a free agent. You can get that. You can even add 6 years to that and make a 10-year deal, and he'll be, a free agent when he's 32. You've secured all of his prime years. Instead of waiting until he's 28 or something like that, in this case 26, and paying twice the amount of money you would pay before. Okay, so And this is a situation now that they're looking at with Gleyber Torres. They could have locked him up, but they didn't. They took advantage of it. And they got a lot of his prime years, and he's more than likely going to walk in free agency unless they pay him a boatload of money. So, but now they're in a position to replace him with somebody like Yorbit Vivas and some other players here if he does walk. So, and the Yankees being in a favorable position right now in international free agency money next year, that's a good thing. So, which means they're probably not going to sign guys attached to qualifying offers. And if they do, you have to forfeit $1 million of that. They're at $6.2 million internationally. And I don't know if they want to forfeit that. So there will be some guys attached to QOs that are not on this team right now. Guys like Corbin Burns and so on, who I know the Orioles are going to try hard to extend him. And a lot of Yankee fans want him here. Well, he's going to have the same situation if he's not extended before he hits free agency as Blake Snell would be. So just something to keep in mind. 2 draft picks, international money. Yankees are accumulating this right now. Why would you want to give that up when they're already tied to the next 1 or 2 international free agents for the next 2 or 3 years? So I hope it's something they consider. And you're locking these young guys up now while they have the opportunity to do that. But now, here's today's lineup. Gleyber Torres leading off at second base. Juan Soto's back in there. Okay, some folks worried about him being hurt. Don't look like the case, which is good. He's batting second in right field. Aaron Judge batting third in center field. Anthony Rizzo batting cleanup. First base. Giancarlo Stanton back in there batting fifth at DH. And again, that 3-4-5 yesterday all went deep. Judge went deep. Stanton went deep. Okay, and Rizzo went deep. Alex Verdugo's batting sixth in left field. Anthony Volpe's batting seventh at shortstop. Austin Wells at the ditch batting eighth. And Oswaldo Cabrera at third base batting ninth. And on the mound, on the hill, is Hill. Luis Hill's on the mound. So hopefully he gives the Yankees a little bit of length. Okay. And this is what we need right now as well. I mean, there are some guys that will be available that were not available last night. John Bird will probably be available, and Dennis Santana, and quite a few, Caleb Ferguson and Victor Gonzalez, who was fantastic last night. And he only pitched, I think, to 1 or 2 guys. So he'll likely be available, and some of these other guys will be available too. So, but I don't think more likely than not, Clay Helms won't be available. And I think Ian Hamilton won't be available. So valuable weapons that will not be available, which, hopefully we'll get a little bit of length out of him. And we'll see what he does. Remember, he is coming off Tommy John. So I know some folks expressed frustration that Boone pulled him early and didn't put him in and give him a chance for it. He is protecting his pitchers. For those that haven't seen, there's a lot of pitchers going down right now in Tommy John and injuries. And a lot of it I do think is attributed to the pitch count cut. They cut the pitch count from 20 seconds to 18 seconds, and it looks like it's coinciding with a lot of these guys getting hurt. So hopefully that's something they'll talk about in either this offseason or in the next CBA. So, and these guys have that much time to adjust to pitch calm and this and that and all this type of stuff. And sometimes it makes it difficult to grip the ball. So position themselves in a way, which is another reason why this time crunch may not be working for their benefit, but we'll see what happens one way or the other. But just like the Yankees bats are waking up, the Blue Jays bats are waking up. So I do hope Luis Hill is solid today, keeps him at bay. I do hope the bullpen does and keeps him at bay. Okay, and I do hope they win 2 out of 3, win this series against the Blue Jays, because then you have the Marlins coming in. As of yesterday, I think last night they were 0-9. Okay, and to me, this happens a lot. These teams don't play well. They're on a bad stretch, and they come to the Yankees, and all of a sudden they're reinvigorated and refocused, and they're playing the Yankees hard. So I expect a feisty Marlins team too. Nothing's going to be a cakewalk right now. But I did say this too. The Yankees' schedule for April is tough. The Orioles' schedule is pretty easy. Guess who's in first place right now? The Yankees, 7-2. The Baltimore Orioles are 5-3. So the Yankees are in a good spot, and they're not firing on all cylinders right now, which is a good thing. Once they're firing on all cylinders, I think they're going to be a pretty formidable team to beat. As much as I think the Orioles are going to be good, I'm not sleeping on the Yankees, which is why I like to celebrate the fact that they're 7-2, not having contributions from everybody. That's a good thing. Just shows the possibilities moving forward of when guys are healthy, when they get Garrett Cole back here healthy, when they get Jason Dominguez back, when they get Tommy Kahnle back, and when they get Scott Efros back. That's 4 guys they don't have right now. and DJ, that's 5. Okay. So these guys will bring value here in their own way. That's also 5. That's also roster moves that need to be made too. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And that's going to be a tough one too, because they likely will have to move on from some players, maybe like Oswaldo Cabrera, maybe like some of these guys, to get these guys here. They're already on the 40. Well, those are if you're not on the 60 day IL. And there are a couple guys that are on the 60 day IL, like Eric Cole is on 40 right now. It's just procedural, but they're going to have to make a corresponding move to get him on 40, and then another move to get him on 26. So it's just something to keep in mind. But that's the Yankees lineup today. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you like this lineup? Would you make any modifications to it? Okay. I do think Anthony Volpe is going to work his way up to the leadoff spot. We talked about this. And I do think Gleyber Torres is probably better suited at the 4 or the 5 spot. So he has opportunities to drive in runs where he seems to be stronger, better. And that remains to be seen when that happens, but I hope it does. But stay tuned, gang. Let's go Yankees.